Yeah, Florida man in Ohio back again. Yeah, I just had a therapy appointment. That was pretty good. I really don't care if anybody watches these because it helps me, and that's fine. Just sitting there thinking that you're gonna listen to a former drug addict, just got out of rehab. Gonna listen to somebody, and I'm a former drug addict. That's fine, but you're gonna listen to somebody that's brand new. Whatever. Just in a weird mood. Figure out to tell. First time I went to prison was 1989. I was supposed to turn myself in January 2nd, 1989, but my son wasn't born yet, so I waited. He was born January 9th, 89. And then I got arrested in February for not turning myself in, so went to jail, came out. That was work release. That was an easy one. That was only I did 4 months on 30. That was freaking easy. Lake Butler, and then the Lancaster, and then the work release. Then I went again in 93 on a violation sentence. Only stayed like a year and got out. And then I went in 94 because I forged a lot of my mom's checks and went to jail. My mom and stepdad went on vacation in 1994, and I was fucking around outside one day smoking a joint saying, Satan, if you do exist, bring me a little blonde-haired, green-eyed girl to hang out with while my parents are gone. And we're hanging out, and they're gone, and me and my buddy are sitting at home, and my friend comes over, and unbelievably, he's got a 20-year-old girl, she's got blonde hair and green eyes, comes over and hangs out, and we hook up, and I go insane and start forging checks and doing all this shit, and end up going to prison. He's even joking, my buddy. I'm going to get a B letter this time, because in Florida it starts 0, then A, then B. I have a D, but that's how it starts. I was joking, I'm going to get a B letter kidding around, and I got one. But that's when I went to prison this time. I've already been a couple times. I'm a badass going there running my mouth. In this, in that, blah, 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 blah. I'm sitting in my cell one day, like 8 to 10 dudes walk in. Not a nice situation. Let's just say when it was over, I had a lot of stitches, and you would not hear me fart for a long time. I've fucking come to terms with it. But anyway, my roommate Flacco, skinny Cuban guy. Every skinny Cuban guy is named Flacco in prison, by the way, in Florida. And tells me I got to do something or it's going to keep happening. I have to do something or it's going to keep happening. Over and over. You have to do something. It's going to keep happening. So the showers in this prison is Charlotte Correctional in Charlotte County, Florida. To say what out of control this prison was, there was probably like 400 or 500 people on inside grounds, and grass was a foot tall. You can't have any facial hair. We all had beards. Ultra-rated clothes. It was an out of control prison. And they had a gunfight on the compound. But anyway, the leader, the whole guy that started this whole thing about that happened, our showers, the officer's supposed to come unlock it and let you in. You can let yourself out. It's a one-man shower. Well, they got tired of doing that, so they propped the door open. So you can, like when you take the shower, you can move it, close it, and so it's locked, and open it yourself, or leave it propped open. Well, he always left it propped open. So I had to go in there, and I went in there, opened the fucking door, and I took a fucking shank all the way across his back, from kidney to kidney, and that was it. He didn't die or anything, thank God. But they put me in protective custody, and they shipped me to ACI. So I went from one end of Florida to the other because I went to Appalachia Correctional Institution, Sneads, Florida, in Apalachicola County, I think. I don't remember the county. All I know is it's the first place I ever saw snowfall. And it was right next to Alabama, right up in the crook of the Panhandle. But I'm sure he thinks of me all the time because he wears a colostomy bag, so I'm sure he thinks of me all the time. But I'm not proud of it. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But if I wouldn't have done that, it was going to keep happening or I'd be dead. So and it was my own fault. My mouth. I was badass. Badass white boy. And I'm not racist at all. I'm telling you right now. I got black people in my family. I have black friends. It's not even a racial word. It's just twisted that way. But yeah, I just wanted to get that story out of the way. Because that was pretty, it was pretty hard to deal with for a little bit there. But hey, shit happens. But not me, not for me for a while after that, but it was okay. So you guys have a good day and keep pissing me off.